Mental health has become such an important aspect in anybody's life, especially in our current generation. The struggles of mental health and the trauma that many people go through has caused millions of people stress. Majority of these people ended up not being able to handle the pressure. In my personal experience, mental health problems have slowed me down in plenty of ways. I've struggled to feel motivated to do things I used to love due to mental health problems I previously faced.
Mental health issues among high school students.
There aren't enough mental health professionals.
What a lot of people do is they cover it up.
Mental health is the defining public health challenge of our time.
What do you think the problems are of mental health in today's current society?
I think that the problems are that it is not talked about enough. Lots of people suffer from mental health issues, but there are groups of people who have mental health issues who do crimes, and because of that, they don't get the representation that they deserve. Also, people use that mental health as an excuse to get stuff, to do stuff. Like someone could say, oh, I'm mentally disabled, to get free like perks even though they don't have it. So in turn, mental health is starting to lose its value.
Well, I feel like the problem with mental health in today's current society is that we're surrounded by so many things that kind of fuel mental health within people, specifically within the millennial and Gen Z generation as well. For example, we have social media, which allows people to compare their lives to the lives of other people. Sometimes that goes into body shaming. It goes into maybe I'm not doing the right things with my life, unlike this person or that person. But there are many other avenues that go into mental illness than just social media, but that's just one of the primary factors that come to my mind when I think about the issue.
Thank you. And would you like to share any possible mental health situations that you have possibly been through?
Yeah, certainly. Well, I can say my father passed away when I was 2 years old. And growing up while a student here at Archbishop Carroll, that was really affecting me because I never had the opportunity to really have a conversation with him because I was so young. And I was going through things in my life where I felt like I really needed him in order to truly understand not just myself, but the world around me a lot better. And due to that, I would act out very irrationally. One instance that I do remember, I was raised in Prince George's County, Maryland. I ran away from home in Upper Marlboro, and I slept in a park here in Washington, D.C. It was probably like 2 or 3 days, and I just stayed there for a while until I just like practically gave up. And that's not the only time that situation was affecting my mental health. There are so many other instances. You can talk to a couple of the teachers that still work here now about my behavior back then. But yeah, that's just something that I do remember very vividly that involves my mental health, yeah.
Thank you.
No problem, thank you.
I think it could be a couple of things. I think coming out of the pandemic or during the pandemic, like lots of people were isolated, and just having to sit sometimes with your own thoughts can be a little scary. It can cause like an uptick in like some unhealthy thoughts and unhealthy mental health. But I also think sometimes like society and social media places these like unrealistic expectations on people, and when they look at social media and everybody's like they're always having a good time and loving life and living life, and you may not exactly be in that situation, that can also cause like some like unhealthy kind of thoughts and perceptions, not realizing that like it is social media, so you're only gonna see the good stuff. You don't know when somebody turns off that camera or, behind that post if there's, other things going on.
Okay, and do you have a past mental health situation that occurred in your life?
Well, I think, I think at different times. I know like probably as like a teenager, like I definitely like some anxiety about going to college, and I was a student athlete athlete, so there was always lots of anxiety around it, like my performance and how that would impact me going to college. And then even in the end, like my last, I guess, year of high school, when I thought I had to get a track scholarship to go to college, and then realizing I didn't necessarily have to run in college, and making a decision that like I don't want to run. I think in hindsight, that was more of me being afraid of what like college athletics was. It was more of like my anxiety and like not being sure of myself that I could produce on that level, than me really not wanting to run, because I instantly missed it. And it's probably like one true regret, but I know it, like now I know it had a lot to do with just me just being super anxious about like what would come next and how will I handle it, and if I was good enough and all of that. So I think now I just try to encourage, students to like step out there, be confident, live outside of the box a little bit. Everybody, I think, experiences some level of like anxiety or, like sadness or whatever at different times. It's just the things that you do to get you out of them like that are important.
This is what a student and several faculty members think about what mental health is like in our current society. This is what the statistics look like.
And we're just seeing how many teens are affected by this crisis.
44%.
Just by looking at the numbers, the occurring mental health crisis has taken a huge toll on mental health within teenagers. The worst part is, the numbers are continuously growing. Last year, 44% of high schoolers have felt persistently sad or hopeless, and 37% have experienced poor mental health during the pandemic. 46% of people between the ages of 18 to 25 have experienced substance use or mental health disorder. Mental health is always something that should be taken into consideration, especially on what you've seen in this documentary so far. You've heard from the point of view of many faculty members, a student, as well as me. I think that mental health is really something that is really like talked so high upon, but not many people have taken to action at all, as well as people not really doing too much to take into consideration of their friends, their family, or themselves. Thank you for watching my documentary. I'm Dylan Stewart from the Jim Vance Media Program.